Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to talk about my knitting today. So I just pulled a shawl off the needles Friday. Haven't even weaved in the ends yet. I did this with a Karen cake, so I just need to block it and weave in the ends and block it. So I have to get the blocking mats, and that's gonna wait until after my trip next week. I'm gonna do it this week. So I finished this. So that's my, let's see, this is my third shawl for me, so it's my fifth shawl total. So that's that one. And then I have been working on a pair of socks. And this yarn's not like amazing or anything, but it's just more for practice. So I'm working on the heel gusset, I think, the heel turn at this point. So I've started the heel turn. So I started this back in January, and then, or maybe December, between semesters, and then it got put down, and yeah. So it hasn't really seen much work, but it is definitely something I plan on finishing. I really enjoy socks. I find fairly relaxing. So got that sock I need to work on. First sock of two, so obviously. And then I started this wrap. It's called a grayscale wrap. Now I'm not doing it the same color scheme they are. So I cast it on, and I've done the first couple of rows, and I'm using and I love this yarn, and then I'm using this stuff. So they look really pretty together, but this is going to be the main color with this is my accent color, I think. Yeah, that's the way I'm planning on doing it. But they're going to be closer to equal in the amount, because it calls for 3 colors, and I'm not doing 3 colors. I'm just going to alternate the 2, just for my own sanity. So there's that. And then I could put that back on needles because I finished the other shawl. There's that one. And then, oh, I should put the pattern in there. I am pulling the stitches on my Lalas using my Leading Wind Fiber Arts in my school colorway, because quite honestly I wasn't liking the way the colors were playing. It just wasn't doing anything for me. So, and part of that is probably because I'm not the biggest fan of my school colors. I mean, they're fine, but so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do an Arabella shawl, which is kind of like a wingspan, I think is what it's supposed to be like. Anyway, they do it in gradients, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do black, this color, and then I had already gotten the red to go with it from Leading Wind Fiber Arts, so I'm just going to pull black from my stash, and I'm going to do that instead. So that's what I'm going to do for that. I gotta change my needle size. which should be interesting, but that's all right. I'm looking forward to it. So I got to pull that out. I've got to get out some black, and I've got to work on that. But I think that will look better because the black and the red will anchor the school colors a little bit more. So, and I love the colorway, don't get me wrong, but it was a little, in the Lalas, it was a little too busy. It was driving me a little crazy. So I wanted to simplify a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do there. So, and I don't knit nearly as much in the summer. It's going to be 92, I think, today, with almost 90% humidity. So knitting is definitely something I don't do as much of, but since I'm meeting up with my friends for a knitting thing, I'm definitely going to be doing some more knitting. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. So I've been keeping pretty busy craft-wise. I have not been doing much crochet. I have the American flag blanket in the closet, but as I just finished a huge craft project for my father-in-law, I think the blanket's going to be given to somebody else. I've also made him 2 blankets already, so it's probably time to figure out something different for my father-in-law. So it's in timeout while I figure out what I'm going to do with it. So maybe I'll make it and give it to a friend. I've got a cousin who's really into some of that kind of stuff because of his father. So I have some options, but you know, I'm continuing to try and work down my yarn stash. So I definitely want to get to work on what I have. The wraps will be great for this winter, and I think they are going to look great. Obviously I started them because I want to play with them. So, but that's what I've got going on yarn craft wise. So keeping busy. Probably, well, 3 projects isn't too bad. That's not too bad. So it's deciding which one do I want to take with me. Probably take the wingspan and the socks with me and leave the wrap at home, because I can do that one on my own. But the wingspan I might need some help, and it's so much easier when you're actually there to get the help. So, but yeah, so that's what's going on, and I hope you guys are having a great crafting summer. I am enjoying my downtime between job hunting. Hopefully I have a job soon, because I really am not loving the not getting anything done school wise. But until I know where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing, it's hard to do all the different stuff I wanted to do this summer, because I know I'm definitely not going to be at the school I did my internship at this point. They've had an in-district transfer. So, and that of course comes before new hire. So, but that district still has another position that I'm interested in, probably a little bit more. So we'll see how that goes. And, you know, I'm supposed to hear back about the one I interviewed for last week. So we'll see how things go. But I'd like to actually get to doing some teaching things. And when I do, then I'll be doing some teaching videos as well. So probably just some vlogs. But anyway, I am going to get back to crafting, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye now.